Okay, so let me see if I can work our way back now. And my apologies, again, I only have like 9-minute videos or allotments for video time, and I stammer and I kind of yada yada, so my apologies again. All right, so one of the things that we need to address is the following. So suppose this is the 2 and this is the 8. Effectively what they're doing is they're sharing the role of the 7. And not dissimilar, the 10 and the 3 are sharing the role of the 11 in this alley. And so it's common to think of the 7 and the 2, but in this case now it's the 8 and the 2, have to defend this alley, okay? And they have to attack this alley. And flip side. So the 10 and the 3 and the are attacking and defending this alley. So if this player gets low, and there's a lot of pressure cover here, which pretty much every team we've faced has had pressure cover in this corner. They've got that down. We can lay this ball back, take a prep touch, and drive it at that far corner. And in fact, I would argue, take the risk and take the shot. The goalies tend to drop the ball, so I emphasize follow every shot. When we are crashing and we see that it's heading to the goalie, anticipate that ball falling, and as it's falling, get your foot on it and knock it in the net. Okay, now suppose we lose the ball. All right, we've got to work our way back. One of the things that we've talked about is falling, and what I mean by that is delay. Okay, so the 6 is often in this spot, and part of the reason that they're here is to try and drive the attack or drive the dribbler wide. Similar if here, similar if here. And here, same idea, drive them wide if you can. But if they get the ball and they have time and space to take a touch and they can look up, our best bet is to do this. Now, it is the case often that the 6 has to support these guys. Remember, this is the 4 and the 5. And the 5's responsibility is to give cover to this person who would give pressure. So we need to create a 4 back. So if we're retreating like so and keeping side on, the kids know what I mean by that, this 6, if they aren't pushing them wide, is falling into here. So we have the 4, 5, and 6, and then we have the 3 here, allowing our 2 to get back. And when our 2 gets back, then the 6 can pop up and do what it needs to do. But the 6 can often pop in between here. So that's why it's 4, 5, 6 kind of idea. The 6 is supporting them defensively. Now, we want to get compact. Let's pretend that we got compact correctly, and the ball is pushed to here. So I will put a blue defender there. We've got pressure. We've got appropriate cover. We have balance. We have balance. And then we have our 6 in there. We need to have our recovery runs. So our 8 was in this corner, has to get into here. Our 10 has to get here. So we have a defensive triangle. And so here's our pressure. We have cover in either direction. Okay? The next piece, and I tell the 9 this, they've got 2 responsibilities. Responsibility number 1 is to be a way out. But as they're traveling back, if it looks like they're going to get the ball back to a supporting player here, and just pretend that they're there, and the supporting player is looking to take it across, the 9 needs to cut off the play. It's okay if they back pass. If they go this deep, that means we have time to shift and organize over here. Okay? Hold on one sec, everybody. So our 9 is trying to cut off the play, but they're defending as well. And so we're cutting off, trying to prevent that get there. But look, here's our back 4. Here's our midfield 3. Everybody's back in defense, and even the 9 has a defensive role. So let me do one more thing, and then we'll have to call this a day. Okay. let me talk about in attack each one of the players or each one of the roles, and just sort of generically discuss. I would expect that the 2 and the 3 are dribbling players, and they're good at dribbling vertically. Okay, they need to be able to manage the ball. The 9 tends to be a player that lays the ball off. They're unselfish and they just go get forward. There are 2 players on Fulham. I know that Fulham is not considered a great team. It's an average EPL, sometimes a very good championship team. But they have Mitrovic, who is the 9. And if you watch Mitrovic, he tends to get the ball, lay it off, and get to the other side and looking for the cross. Gets the ball, lays it off, gets to the other side. He lets his midfield, who are ball handlers, handle the ball. Okay? And in attack, the 2 and the 3 are playing the 7 and the 11, depending on which side the ball is on. So if the ball is on the right, the 2 is really kind of being the 7 with the help of the 8. And the 3 kind of falls down and they sort of shift over and kind of create a V in these 3 lanes. And if they're a little tighter, I don't mind that. Okay? Tighter in position. The 8 and the 10, they create a V. Okay? And if there's ever a point in time, which can happen, where we get really comfortable and skillful, then the 2 and the 3 form, let me get this better here. We can actually get the 2 and the 3 up and form a V in attack. And then our 8 and our 10 are in these spaces, and we've got our W. So there's a lot of running going on here, okay? And that's part of the reason why I don't make a real big deal about our 8 and our 10 when they drift out into one of the lanes. So if the 8 drifts out, what should happen is the 6 should shift, and the 10 should tuck in and let the 9. So that the 10s, we lose ball, there's our recovery run, our recovery run, our recovery run. And we get compact ahead of the ball. And then this player can work their way back. If the ball's on this side and these 2 are working the ball up the sideline, then, we should have our 6. Here's our 5, here's our 4, here's our 2. But we lose ball, the 8 can quickly get back and make our recovery run, and we form really defensive triangles, and then we can get back in that space. Where we made our mistake on Sunday was the following, and just so you're aware, there's the one goal that happened, and I'm saying this as I recall it. The 3 was there. We had our 2. The ball was up in this space, okay? And our 6 was in this kind of space, a bit pushed high. And so the ball landed here, which is part of the reason why I like the 6 a little lower. So the ball lands in this space. And what occurred was the ball got here. All right. So the rotation as this player was dribbling down the line was correct. Got our pressure. We rotated down. 6 came in. And here's where our recovery run kind of failed us. We were traveling this way, and the pressure was here, and our recovery run didn't come into here. I don't remember where the recovery run went. I think the recovery run came in here. I believe that's where they came. Whoops, not in the video. So they came in here, not in here. So we sort of switched roles, and our recovery run went there. Recovery run needed to go there to give pressure cover, and there's our defensive triangle. Anyhow, I hope I didn't mess that up too badly. The other thing that happened, and this is the last 10 seconds, because they set their backs so far deep, I had our 9s trying to split them, which created, a big gap between our 8, 10, and our 9. All right. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I'll talk to you guys.